What's up, Lego builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios. It's been too long. Well, not for me. Been nice. I haven't streamed in like a month, I think. So, took a little while to get everything figured out, situated. Hopefully the stream's working. It seems like anytime I take a break, weird stuff happens when I try to stream again. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens today, right? Let's see. Looks like I need to turn up the brightness over here. Oh, we're at 0. Oh, that's probably why. This guy closer. See how that looks. Just getting back into the swing of things, you know? How you guys been? I feel like I haven't talked to you guys live in a long time. Oh yeah, that's better. Much brighter. Perfect. All right. It's gonna take, it'll be a slow setup, but we'll get this figured out eventually. Welcome to the street. 78 people. Ooh. Love it. Welcome everybody. I'm so sorry. I've already kind of passed everyone by. Everybody who's joined the stream, everybody who was waiting, everybody who's here now, welcome. I appreciate you coming. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys, just talking, chilling. Why are you destroying it? Well, Callum, where do you think the next mock's gonna go? Like I need space. Like this is like 75, 80% of my parts. So people ask me this a lot actually, and I find it funny because if I don't take these apart, I can't make any more videos. Like I love making videos, and don't get me wrong, the finished product's enjoyable. It's fun to look at it, but think about it. If this was sitting in your house after a month, after 2 months, wouldn't you get kind of tired of it? You'd want something new. That's how it is with me. Like I can't build anything, I can't do anything, and that to me is what gets me the most excited and brings me the most joy. So that's why I take them apart. Yo, Darth Ostiff, my man back in action. Love to be in the stream with your brother. Happy Wednesday. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Austin. Darth Ostiff. The $5 dono. I'm going to be doing a lot of work today. I want to get a big chunk of Coruscant taken apart. I've got a mock building challenge coming out this Sunday with Rhino Company. I just finished recording the script this morning, so I'm going to be editing that, kind of blending everything together. So, exciting stuff. Lego work. What's up, Nolark? Welcome. I'm building the 2016 Clone Turbo Tank. Oh, nice. I never got that one. That was the one I didn't have. I used to have all of them, but all right, so here's one reason why I was a little late. I'll tell you one quick story before I get started. So I came in here to get started, and I wanted to take a few pictures. I've taken like some micro pictures, like zoomed in pictures, but I wanted to take some, zoomed out stuff. And I just had like this little panic attack of like, I gotta capture the mock so I can remember it. I gotta have these photos, and so I kept taking photos, and I literally couldn't stop. And I was like, I gotta stream, I gotta start the stream, but I was like, I can't stop because once I take this apart, once this stream is over, that's it. Like, there's no more finished course on. Like, obviously, I won't be able to do the whole thing in one day. That would be ridiculous. But I would like, there are things that are gonna get taken apart today that I won't have. So that's one of the reasons why I was late. I was just kind of like panicking. I was sad. I didn't want to, because the first thing that's gonna go is the minifigs, obviously, and like that's a big part of like the mock and how it looks and how it turned out. So just taking a few more quick photos. The Senate building, though, that I think that's gonna be what I save the longest. Can you talk to me on your stream? What do you mean? I mean, I'm talking to all you guys. Every single one of you. Firebird, what's up, man? Amazing mock. Love watching it come to life in your videos. Just you wait. I've got another one planned. And this one's going to be a good one. It's going to be exciting. So, here we go, guys. It's time. Time to pluck the droids up. Sort them, put them in their containers. What have you guys been up to this summer? I know I still uploaded, but I took quite a big break from YouTube and work and just Legos. So, I want to know what you guys have been up to. What have you been doing? I've been watching other people's videos. I've been aware. I've been around, but I haven't been as active. Did you decide what chunk to keep built? Yeah, so what I think I'm gonna keep built is one of the plateaus with the statues on it. I feel like that's gonna be like the easiest way to just represent a cool piece because you know they're so thick, they're so robust, and it's gonna be so easy to turn that into a mock that I think I'm gonna do that. Plus, it's such a cool little spot. I got those awesome statues on there. You know, I'll have some clones. I'll have like little section of the steps next to it. So I just felt like that was a perfect memento, of course, because you know the apartment building's cool, but it's a generic apartment building. Whereas it's the galactic setup building. So to be able to keep a little chunk of the stairs, which was my favorite part, I felt like would be what I want the most. Coconut, are you gonna wait to officially start your next big mock till you get to the next place? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I wish I had an answer because I've been wondering the same thing myself. I'm definitely not going to wait to announce it till I get to the next place. I'm gonna announce it in about 3 weeks. I've got a couple more videos, mock challenge videos that I want to do, and then I'm gonna announce it. So I've already got it picked. I know what it's gonna be. This week and next week, I'm going to watch the scenes that battle is in and just really analyze the setting, the soldiers, who's in it, what they're doing, what's happening, so I can really get a good idea of like what I want this mock to look like. Because you know, building mocks like this, you can't just plan the basic layout. You got to plan just in so many small details, right? Sidewalks, roads, light posts, details on buildings, specific architecture. So that's all stuff I got to look into and really, because you know, I know the scene. We all know this scene. It's a very cool battle and scene, but like it's not one I'm super familiar with. So I want to get to know it much better. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and then I'll plan the announcement video and show you guys. Are you going to use the tank you built months ago? You talking about the Sherman tank? Yeah, I'm going to use it. I mean, I have to finish it first, but I would like to use it. Will you make a Clone Army video? Yes, that's going to be coming out. That's one of the videos that's coming out in between. I'm going to do a Clone Army showcase, Droid Army showcase. Those should be out probably not next week or the week after. That's another reason why I need to get Coruscant taken down is because my Clone and Droid armies are so big. I need this whole table to be able to display them. And, you know, I don't really have anywhere else in my house. I don't have enough base plates. I just don't have enough space or the ability to display that kind of minifig and vehicle setup without this table. So you know, I love this mock, but it's also, you know, it gets to a point where if you leave it built too long, it starts to hold you back. And I want to keep growing. My channel has slowed down because I've taken a break and kind of stepped back with the content. So I want to, you know, I want the growth to pick back up and stuff like that. Yo, Planet Tech. What's up, man? What do I get for guessing Christophsis right? You get, if it is Coruscant, or if it is Christophsis, you get something special. You get the knowledge that you're a psychic, that you're a Jedi. You can read minds. You knew before it was announced. That's what you get. How you doing, man? What you been up to? Would you sell the custom clone leaders? No, definitely not the leaders. I would sell like the regular shock grunts if people are interested in those, just because I've got a bunch. Oops, I didn't mean to delete my comment. Secret messages. He's writing secret messages. I gotta figure out what I want to do with my decaled clones, because I don't want to just dump them in the bins, because I don't want the decals to get scratched, but I also don't really want to display them standing up, because they're going to take up much more space that way. All right, see you in a little bit, Darth Bricks. What's your least favorite mock you've ever made? Probably it was a timed mock building challenge, and I built the Anakin and Ahsoka scene in the Jedi at the Jedi Temple, and it was just absolute trash. It was the 30-minute mock, which is a tough one for me because the 10-minute mock, it's because it's all about expectation and mentality, right? If the 10-minute mock, you know you're not going to build something crazy. With the hour mock, you know you've got a whole hour to do something. But that 30-minute one is sneaky because you're like, oh, I got more time. I can do something a little bit bigger. But 30 minutes just goes by real fast. So I kind of bit off more than I could chew size-wise, and the build just did not turn out great. But I mean, you know, it's a build challenge mock, so didn't Did miss it. You know, it doesn't make me too sad. Rooting for Gunga. Ooh, Auto Gunga. That would be so cool. Maybe. Just maybe. I have been planning to do that one. I would love to see decaled customs. I'd buy them, but I have to go. See you later, Polak family. Thanks for joining. I just got here. Do you know what your next mock will be? I do. I do now. Good. Thanks, dude. Mr. Mock challenges consistent uploading recently, but hope you had a nice break. Yeah, dude. It was much needed. Like I'd gotten to a point in my life where I really needed to step away for a little bit and kind of address some other things and just, figure out some other things in my life that are very important to me. And it was good to be able to do that. And it's good now to be able to come back to this. And I hope to, get the consistent uploading up. I mean, I uploaded consistently while I was gone, but also not at the same time because I uploaded much less and it was like, it wasn't really, it was kind of like interim content, you know what I mean? Just to kind of to keep the channel going, keep some stuff going out. There wasn't really like anything too crazy coming out. So it'll be good to get back to streaming. I'm going to get back to streaming weekly, weekly build challenges. Just, it'll be good. Good to be back. Went up to Cape Cod for a week and a half. That was a lot of fun. Got to see my family. I bought some non-Star Wars Lego, which was pretty crazy. I bought two of the new Jurassic Park sets. And I am just in love with them. I haven't built the Brachiosaurus one yet. I built the one with the Dilophosaurus, comes with the Jeep and the dude with the shaving cream can. I built that one in Cape Cod, actually. I took it with me, and the box got absolutely smashed in transit. But it's a Jurassic Park box. I'm not as worried as if it was like a vintage Star Wars box or something. Let's see. Gosh, Coconut, how I've missed these. So it's beautiful that you're here. Glad you had a good break, man. You absolutely deserve it. Thanks. It's good to be back. Like I've missed talking with you guys. I've gotten really close with all of you, and especially with the streams, because I stream 1 to 2 times a week very consistently for years now, and so I think this was the longest break I've ever taken from streaming. One of the longest. So it's good to just get back, get hanging out, talking with you guys again. Good to see so many people. Got 74 people in the chat. We only have 63 likes though, so 11 of you guys haven't hit the like button yet. The real question is where are all these parts going? Well, I'm gonna go once this is taken apart. Got enough bins? Yes, I hope I do. So not typically, what I've been doing is as I've been building this mock, I've been collecting extra bins. So I have a lot of empty bins because I knew this was going to be a huge project and I knew I was going to get a large increase of parts. Whereas, from Utapau to Cato Nemoidia, the part increase wasn't that much because I was using so much dark tan. But I knew with this one that was going to be different. So I've actually been buying, collecting, and just sourcing out other parts, getting rid of stuff I don't need to free up more space. So I probably don't have enough space, but I've definitely kept that in mind and I've been, making the necessary arrangements. Like under my table here, I've got a bunch of empty bins. I've got some of those empty red bins over there. But I'm definitely going to need more. We've missed you too. That's good. I'm glad you guys missed me. Means you like me. Like the content. Coconut, you've been at it for a while. A break was necessary. Yeah. It was necessary. I would like to be more consistent with the breaks in the future as because it's hard in the beginning when you're really trying to start a channel because a break really slows down growth. But if you can get to a point where a break, the bigger you are, the longer the break you can take. So I'm hoping moving forward I can be more consistent and more leisurely and just not go so hard if I don't want to. Because sometimes I like to. It's fun. Let's see. Those Jurassic Park cars and the new sets are so cool. Oh, dude, they're so cool. I love the Jeeps. That's why I bought 2, is because I want multiple Jeeps for a Jurassic Park mock. And they're so good. I'm like, I don't even know if I'd want to make my own custom Jeeps. Like, I'd probably just use those, maybe modify them a little bit. But that's about it, because they're so good. They did such a good job with them. And like, the pricing's good. I'm like, man, I remember when Lego Star Wars was like this. I also saw Katie Brick Studios in the chat. Welcome, man. How you doing? I think you asked if I was still selling parts. I am. So later this week, if anyone is interested, I'm going to be posting on Instagram parts that I'll have for sale, because I have more light bluish gray and dark bluish gray parts than I need, and I want some extra money. So Gonna be selling some of those. I'm not trying to make a ton of money. I'm not trying to rip people off, so I'm just gonna do like Brick League average price or cheaper, just because I want to get it out of here. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to squeeze as much money or as much profit as I can out of each order. So there'll be some good prices. Coconut, how long did it take you to grow your beard? So every year I start November. I do no shave November, and that's kind of when it starts. And then I'll go. This year I went until mid June, so that would be November, October, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So about 9.5 months. This was the longest I've ever had a beard as well. I almost didn't shave it. Kind of sad to go. Yeah, it is kind of sad, Malik. Like, especially because up until today, I was super excited and super ready to take it apart. And then as soon as it became time, and I was like, oh man, I don't have enough pictures. I don't know if I have enough ways to remember this. But I just had to tell myself, like, you have pictures, you have the finale, you have the cinematic, like, you got all kinds of stuff. So yeah, don't worry about it. But it is sad. Coconut, do you like Indiana Jones? Yeah, I do. I actually just watched the third one a few weeks ago. It was so good. The original trilogy is so good. You've smashed your 50K target. Now what's the new one for the end of the year? A new man in his bricks episode. Yes, Planet Tech. You're in luck because I actually planned one. It's all scripted and it's coming out next Friday. It's live stream. So I've got the whole script, questions, theme. It's ready to go. I was gonna do it this week, but I felt like that my channel needed like a real jump start, like because A Man in His Bricks isn't exactly the most popular series I do, and like views have been dropping, so I knew I needed something to just some shock and awe videos. So I got a couple good ones coming out this week, and I'm hoping that'll jumpstart things a little. And then next week, A Man in His Bricks is coming out. This one, I'm actually going to be talking about mock projects and what judges the success of a mock finale for me, because Coruscant right now just passed 100,000 views, which it's only been 3 weeks, I think, which is it's pretty cool. That's awesome. Like 100,000 views is a lot of views for a video. But myself, other people get it hyped up of like, this mock is so cool, it's gonna get like 1 million views, 500,000 views. You know what I mean? And I saw someone commented on the finale, and they're like, oh man, 100,000 views. Like, too bad this finale flopped. And I was like, I don't know about that. And so I'm gonna be talking about you guys and like what for me is a success and what is a flop, because to me it's more than just the amount of views you get on a video, especially because finale type videos aren't viral content, right? I'm never gonna get number 5, number 2 on trending with a Coruscant finale series. That's just not how mock building finales have worked. And probably, I mean, you have the occasional one, right? But that's just typically not how it works. They're more of like a slow and steady kind of evergreen type video. So I'm not too worried about it. It's going to keep growing. It's going to keep flourishing. And another thing to consider is like how well the mock series does as a whole. Because the finale is just one video out of a series. Sure, it is the finale. It's one of the last videos, but it's not the only one. And I had an incredible series with Coruscant. So I'm going to be diving into that and kind of talking about like what success looks like for me in that regard. But anyways, to answer your other question, Tech, my goal for the year has been 80,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So I've got 28,000 more to go, which I think it's doable, especially once I get back into a steady swing and get a couple videos to kind of blow up, go viral or something like that. I think I should be able to hit it. Yeah, the series, like this series I honestly didn't even imagine this series would do as well as it did. So, very happy with that. Also, can you guys hear me? Am I talking too loud? 100,000 views on a channel with 50K subs in less than a month is actually really great, if basic YouTube stats or anything. Yeah, exactly, Nola. And I think that's been skewed a little bit with how viral some people's content go in the LEGO community. I think people don't realize, like, that's an anomaly. Like, not everybody is going to do that, and not every video is going to do that. So to have Coruscant grow like it did, because like you said, that's double the amount of views as I have subscribers in less than a month. That's good stuff. That's good, and it's going to keep growing. I'm sure it will. So, it's just not about views, and that's kind of what I'm going to dive into, because that content or that comment where I was like, it's not about like if it hits a million views, then if it doesn't hit a million views, it's a flop. Like, how is 100,000 views in less than a month considered a flop now? Like, what? And I think sometimes, there's these expectations built up in the head of like the mock and like what it's going to do because of how much it means, but it's like that doesn't necessarily, like, what the video is about doesn't necessarily mean if it's going to go viral. I've watched amazing good videos that just probably won't ever go viral, don't go viral, just because that's the nature of them. And then you watch videos that are kind of crap and they explode, so it's a complicated thing. Yo, what's up, Shy? How you doing, man? Dude, I loved your setup for Brick World Chicago. The castle was so cool with the little... I love how you didn't just put the statues on the castle, but you made like a little monument of statues where you had like the two statues angled and then the one down in front of it in the middle. So cool. I loved it, man. Great work. Your knights are most impressive. How you doing, man? Let's see. Every video was perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that. Dang, we got ourselves another dono from Brick Film Productions. You inspired me to build more mocks even when they're a lot smaller. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. That was another thing, like, it really means a lot when you guys share like little messages of how I was able to help you guys out. Just because, like, it can be hard doing this full time. It can be hard dedicating your life to something like this. So when I hear that like my videos did more than just, entertain someone or took up time in their life, or like, they watched and enjoyed it, moved on, but when I can hear that, like, I made a little bit of a difference in someone's life, it just makes me feel better. It makes me feel like, yeah, this is worth it. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I really appreciate that. Sometimes your guys' simple messages might help me more than I helped you. You might not realize it. Like, people will hit me up on Instagram randomly and just, drop me a little message, and to them it's just a simple little message, and they leave and probably move on, but it, like, it sticks with me for a long time, so I appreciate it. Did you enjoy building the mock? Or did you enjoy did I enjoy building the mock? Yeah, I had a lot of fun building. This was my favorite mock series to date. I've never had this much fun building a mock. There was a lot of tedious building in the previous two mocks, and so this one was like the first mock where there wasn't a lot of tedious building. There was tedious building, like a lot of this tiling, but it was intermixed with much more complex, like, structural building, final finishing detail building, you know what I mean? There was just a lot more going on, whereas Uchapao, Kato Nemoidia, it was like 8 months of rock work, and then right at the end is like, okay, now you can build the city. Okay, now you can build this. Whereas this thing, I finished the road in its final form in this section right here, like 3 weeks into the mock series. So I was like working on the finishing touches and final details from the beginning and throughout the whole build, which made it a lot more refreshing. I'd be hyped if I got 100,000 views. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, especially because, like, we all set goals in our life, and sometimes it can be so easy to just get focused on, like, the saying, reach for the stars. You're so focused on the stars, the goals, you don't realize how far you've come. Like, think about it, like 3 years ago, if I had gotten 100,000 views on a video, I would have just been blown away, my mind would have been blown. But I'm just, you just get focused on growth. You get focused on who's better than you, who's growing faster, who's doing better, and it can be hard to, like, then appreciate what you're doing in life. But that's why it's so important not to get lost in that and focus on, like, comparing yourself to who you were and where you were. And that's how you take joy in the journey, or else you'll just never, because there'll always be people who are better, Why is the chat not updating? What's going on here? Token, is it true that I'm the first? Is it true that if I'm first starting mocks, I should start small? I mean, I don't know that it's a true or false statement. That's what I did, and that's what I recommend, just because it's easier, but you don't have to. That's what I'd recommend. Just because it's easier to hone in your mock building process, and then as you understand that better and improve on that, then you can increase the size and scale and complexity of your builds. Whereas if you start too big too soon, it burn yourself out, burn out your budget, just so many other things, and then just maybe not enjoy it as much as you thought you would. Because building a large mock is pretty stressful. It's quite a commitment. Coconut, do you play an instrument? I don't want. If you don't, what instruments would you like to play? So I used to play three instruments. I played the recorder growing up. Not a virtuoso, not a virtuoso, not a master by any means. I could play hot cross buttons or something on it. I also played the piano. I was decent at that, and I played the guitar for a while. But I've just been so focused on this and like growing this in my life that a lot of those other aspects of my life have unfortunately fallen by the wayside. But I did used to play the piano. I would like to start playing it again because it was a lot of fun. I know exactly what you mean, Coconut. I got so bogged down with the tedium of my school, amongst other things, that I don't realize how much I did. I maintained a 3.8 GPA over 20 class. Exactly. Like, we do these incredible things in life, but because of social media and because of how close-knit we are in a sense, of how everybody's lives are just so available to everyone else, we forget of like how far we come. Like, I'm sure if you told yourself past Nolark that you were going to achieve that, past Nolark would be like, heck yeah, like that's awesome, that's what I'm looking for. But then we just get lost in the weeds. So it's important to if you're going to do comparing, because comparing helps you learn, helps you grow, but make sure you're comparing against your past self, who you were previously and who you've become. Let's see. Hey, Coconut, didn't know there was a stream today until now. Yeah, I'm back. Back to streaming. I'm going to be streaming today. I'm going to be streaming next Saturday. I'm going to be streaming next, probably Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday next week as well. So lots of streaming to come. See you later, Ender Master. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Got to get ready to losing my voice after my streams. How was Brickworld for those of you who went to Brickworld Chicago? It looked like it was a pretty good time. It looked like, it seems like every year gets better and better. Yo, it's Don. Don Q in the house. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. It's been a while. What you been up to? Exactly. How much of this mock do you guys think I'm gonna get taken apart today? This is actually probably going to be the easiest mock I have to take apart, I think. It's so organized and just so like sectioned off. I could basically do it section by section, whereas Utapau is like take apart all the rockwork so I can get to the city, take apart all the city, take apart all the rest of the rockwork. I have 22 Lego dinosaurs. I might like Jurassic Park. Nice. That's a lot of dinosaurs. I think I have 2. My voice has finally recovered from Brickworld. Oh, I bet, dude. I remember when I went to Brick Slopes, I think I might have lost my voice a little, and I didn't do any kind of crazy content. I met some people, but like I wasn't there hanging out with friends or anything. And I'm pretty sure like I had troubles losing my voice, so I can't even imagine. Like I was watching the Brick Hives. He did like the whole he vlogged his whole experience, and dude, I could tell it was getting to him. Like I don't remember what day they do the lights show, but he was talking about how him and Chef like went to the gas station to get drinks, and then they were gonna go back and watch the lights and stuff. And then he was like, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I could just see like his eyes were dead. I was like, that guy is probably so tired. But that's just, the party doesn't stop. You gotta cram it all in. Gotta do all the stuff. So it looked like everyone had a good time. It kind of reminds me of something, not to go into the details, explaining a concept I knew to somebody, but something that to me was simple was mind-blowing. I've done that. I've had that happen. Both like someone says something simple to me just off the cuff, and I'm just like, what? Just like, shook. And then they're like, yeah, just this. And I'm like, what? Are you serious? That happens to me a lot in the animal kingdom. Love learning about animals and stuff. And I'll just learn about this crazy thing that this animal just does. And I'm like, how did I not know this? How is this real? See you there next year, Coconut? Brickworld Chicago? I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Is this your second year in a row going, Tech? Because I'm pretty sure you were there last year, right? A question for Shy, actually. How was the process of shipping your mock to Brickworld Chicago? Like, I don't remember. Um, did you fly it out with you? Did you ship it out? I can't remember if it was you or someone else I was watching. They like bubble wrapped it and put it in a suitcase. Did that work? Because I'm trying to figure out like how I want to transport stuff. Because that's my biggest fear is just stuff getting smashed or shattered or lost, you know. So I don't really know how to go about doing that. Because I'm out here on the West Coast, so I can't exactly just drive out. You know what I mean? Oh, you're going next year, Scott? Nice. Is this year? That'll be your first time, right? Brickworld was awesome. Great to meet everyone who got to go. Conversations, getting to know people in real life was the best part for me. Oh, I bet. See you later, Nolark. Thanks for popping in, man. Third time's the charm. Gotta bring a mock. Well, you better start now, Tech. You better start that mock now. Maybe you'll get it done in time. Yeah, I flew with it. I checked it in. So it did make it pretty safely. Because that's what I was wondering. I was thinking, because, I want to take my acclimator to some. That's kind of what I feel like is my best bet at being able to display something. And so I thought about like taking the acclimator apart in its big paneled sections with the frame and then bubble wrapping each of those. That way, obviously, I don't want to ship it or transport it all built, but I don't want to like take it apart too much. So I was thinking about like bubble wrapping each of those individual sections and seeing if that would be enough. See you later, Bricks and Frames. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. I gotta plug my laptop in. It's about to die. There's actually a convention out here in Utah called Brick Slopes, and I was kind of considering taking like part of the Senate building to that because I live really close to it. I can drive there pretty easily, so I was thinking about maybe doing that. Because I would like, it would be cool to display part of Coruscant. Oh yeah. Sorry, just got to plug this in. Okay. I'll be at Slopes for a day. No way. You're going to Brick Slopes? I'm trying to decide. I'm like I feel like every day I'm more like leaning in towards going. So we might be able to meet up. I might see you there. Arizona is better than Utah? Definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, if you like getting cooked alive, maybe. I need to make it over to Slopes one of these days, especially if it's the one time I can see a CDS mock in person. I mean, that'd be the place to see it. Last year, I took Jabim, and then I had like a small Order 66 Darth Vader mock, and I took my Rhino Company ATTE. So I think this year, if I display, I'm gonna bring the Acclimator and the Rhino Company ATTE, just because people really like the Rhino Company ATTE, and that's an super easy one to transport and set up. I'm currently watching Skull Island on Netflix, and I'm loving it. What do you think about it? If you've seen it, it was okay. I didn't know what to expect, which was good. I think going into a TV show with low expectations is the way to do it. So I enjoyed it. It was definitely confusing just because they didn't, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, and I won't spoil anything. They didn't expressively say like when this all is taking place. You can kind of gather what's going on. Uh, what time it is or the era with just the situation, surroundings, technology, and stuff. But it'll be interesting. I feel like season two, will definitely explain some more things. But it was pretty good. Like I said, it's hard to have a ton of thoughts just with just not knowing what to expect at all. It was a little weird. I'll say that. Like it started out strong, but I feel like yeah, it got a little boring towards the end. Um, I think it's just a show. It's trying to figure itself out. I saw the Dark Knight trilogy. It was good. That's a good one. That was a good one. Brickfest Live was in a city near me recently. I didn't go because pretty much all the reviews are negative. Wait, Brickfest Live? What is that? I've never heard of that. That's funny. They're all negative reviews. How long is the drive to Brick Slopes from Boise, Idaho? I don't know. Uh, 3 hours, 3.5. I have no idea. Coconut, have you been watching World War II movies? I watched a World War II documentary, and I've been reading a World War II book, but I haven't watched any movies. So that's funny you bring that up because I've got another World War II Star Wars mashup video coming next week, hopefully, if all works out. I'm very excited about this one. Should be a lot of fun. Definitely been getting back into World War II stuff. It's like a Lego exhibition that's pretty much everywhere, more catered to kids, so I would bring my kids there, just not myself. Okay. So so it's basically like a convention without the whole like meetup hangout portion. It's like just the Lego portion. That doesn't sound super enticing. Token, is there a gaming stream this week or is it next week? I want to do. Let's see, what's today? Wednesday? I might do one Friday. I'll figure out my schedule tonight, and see if I can do one Friday. If not Friday, it'll be like next Wednesday or something, Scott. But thanks for reminding me. I also forgot. I totally spaced on Coconut's Kitchen because I've been so just crazy, just focused on other things, and I completely spaced on Coconut's Kitchen. So that's going to be making a comeback as well. Thank you for reminding me because I said I wanted to do a gaming stream and then I just completely forgot. Will you be buying the Venator later this year? I would really like to, but it just kind of depends on where I'm at financially because that's going to be a set that's just for me, just for like the collection. It's not really going to be a mock or a video oriented set. I mean, I could do a couple things with it, but not that much. So it's going to be hard to justify that money. So I really want it, but I just have to wait and see where I am at that point in time. Brickfest is going to be in Denver this year, so I might go to that with some friends. Nice. I feel like that's come to Utah before, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Could be thinking of something else. Also, if you did some World War II figs with your Sherman to go to United Bricks. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of. I haven't decided what I want to do minifig wise with that yet. I've been more focused on the builds, but there's definitely some cool custom minifig World War II minifig stores out there. I wish Lego would make World War II sets. Yeah, that'd be cool. There's a lot of cool customs out there, though. I mean, you could buy the Indiana Jones sets. You could get the German fighter plane, the German pilot. Oh dang, we got ourselves another dono, another one from Darth Ostiff. Thanks so much, man. You know the drill, game time soon. Dude, thanks so much. I appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. It's always good to see you. Enjoy. I hope the game goes well. I hope there's no rain or anything, but yeah, we'll catch you soon. Hopefully I'll see you on Saturday. Live stream. Alright. I think I've gotta hop over there to that area for a little bit. So I might be a little bit quieter for a little bit just because I'm on the other side of the mock. The nice thing is now that I've finally like broken through that barrier of starting to disassemble the mock, now it's gonna go much quicker because like it's already started. There's no going back. There's no readjusting. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping I'll get more and more motivated and get this thing taken apart pretty quick. Oh, there's a droid hiding on the other side of this wall. Right there. Trying to hide from me. There's that head I was looking for. Found all kinds of good stuff. Anyone know where I can get an Imperial Commander Cody? Does Camino Bricks have one? I'll be here Saturday. I won't be doing any games for a while after tomorrow due to All-Star break. Nice. Nice little break for you. Smash something and I'll un? What does that mean? Are you counting the droids as you pick them up? No. Why would I do that? I counted them before I set them up, so. How do you feel about taking apart mocks? Personally, I hate it. So I've heard a lot of people say this, and I can definitely empathize with you, but I love it. I'm a, I'm one of those. I'm like a, I don't know. I feel like it's weird to call myself a weirdo. It's like hipster, trendy, and I don't mean it in that way, but I feel like I'm a very weird person in the sense that I love to disassemble and organize. So I enjoy cleaning. I enjoy taking apart mocks. I enjoy any process of like getting to organize and disassemble and like clean or change things. It's really weird. Like I love taking apart a big mock like this is a lot of fun because it's so cool to see like all the parts go back into their organized bins, everything. It's just such a cool process to be a part of and enjoy. So I like it. Now, if it's like a smaller, boring mock that I didn't really like, don't like it as much. But these big ones, they're a lot of fun to take apart. Now, I say that, and 2 weeks from now, you're going to hear me complaining about taking apart the mock, but that's just life, you know, that's just how it goes. I like it. I just love being able to, like, because, you know, my part system is more for when I'm taking apart mocks. I mean, it's there when I'm building the mocks, but that's when it's really important to stick to that system when you're taking it apart. That way, when you go to build, it's much quicker. So it's cool to just see that system come alive and just see it thrive and function. Be like, yeah, look at this. Look at this system I created. Sound like a crazy person, but maybe I am. Ah. The week after that will be my last week working with the Orioles. Oh, really? Interesting. Going with another team, will that mean less traveling then if you're closer to home? I just watched Across the Spider-Verse. I've never seen it. To be honest, I just not into Spider-Man. Not really my thing. I watched the first one. It was all right, but just I didn't really have any motivation to watch it. I'm excited for. I want to watch the new John Wick. I say new. It came out in like March. I still have to see that. I really want to see it. And then what else am I excited for? There was another one. Oh, I want to see the Mario movie. I'm sure it's gonna be dumb, but I love playing the Mario games growing up, so I thought it'd be fun to watch that. And then I think that's it. Guardians of the Galaxy, I guess. I wish there was some Star Wars content that I'd be excited for, but that's a dry well these days. No water there. Another thing I need to figure out is when exactly is the mock contest going to happen? Because I said I was going to do a mock contest for 50,000 subscribers, and it's just such a chaotic time of life right now. Because a mock contest encompasses such a large time frame because there's the whole announcement, the planning phase, and then I try to give you guys a month and a half to build and really figure out what you want to do. And then there's the judging phase, and so it's like a 2, sometimes 3 month process. And so I'm trying to figure out like when would the best time to do that be, because I want to be invested in it and I don't want to get overwhelmed by it. So I don't want to be in the middle of like a move or something and then also try to balance a mock contest. So I'm thinking about maybe postponing it until like September, just so that I can, it's a better, just to have a better experience with it. But it is gonna happen, don't you worry. Like I won't let 2023 end without a mock contest. I've been wanting to do them for a while. So this will just give you more time to, save up parts, I guess. All right, now I gotta move on to the clones back here. I'm gonna keep getting quieter and quieter as I move away, so I'll try and talk louder to compensate for that. What I'm most excited for is to start the next mock. I'm very excited about this next one because this was the first time I got to do like a full scale battle between clones and droids, right? The other two big mocks, the other 3 big mocks, I guess, that had clones because I did Umbara. I just didn't have, I think I had maybe 25 501st clones for that. It just wasn't a big battle. The mock wasn't as big. And then, Utapau, the city itself was small because you have to build such a huge rock base to even hold a smaller city. Same with Cato Nemoidia. So this was the first time I had the space to do a full-on clone battle, and I realized it is so much fun. Like, I loved it. So my next mock is going to be very similar in that regard. It's not going to be one of those technical, fancy, suspended mocks that you're maybe a little bit more used to over here. It's going to be more battle oriented, which makes me excited because that means it's going to be a lot more like this, where there's a lot more smaller stories going on with like a little bit of a simpler backdrop to it all, but everything's going to come together really nicely. So I'm excited. Throw the AAT at the apartment building? Why? I don't understand some people's desire to destroy Lego like that. Like it's not. It's just gonna make my job harder, and it's gonna damage the parts. Why would I want that? Are there any small sections of this mock that you're gonna keep? Yeah, so I'm actually gonna keep this whole end right here built for a while, because I think it'd be kind of fun to display my whole clone army out in front of the Senate building, and I just want to keep it built for a while. So I'm gonna take apart all of this fairly quickly so I can get back to building and have more parts available. But I don't like all of this. All of these parts are the same parts that's over here. So there isn't really anything over here that I'm missing out on that I'm, not gonna get from over here. And then I also got to take apart stuff like this because this gunship is so damaged. Like, it wasn't like I built a whole gunship that took it apart. I just built like a damaged section of the gunship. So this whole thing's got to be broken down and sorted. I've got to go now. See you later, Caleb the Collector. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Have a good Wednesday. I am going to be sad to take apart the battle damage in the craters because that was like one of my favorite aspects of the mock. Yo, Jack, what's up, man? I know, Coruscant, it's going away. Gone but not forgotten, am I right? Gone but not forgotten. I have a lot of cool building challenges I want to do, so this is going to open the door for some cool videos. So even though, it's sad it's going away, it means there's good stuff on the horizon. What are you least excited about taking apart on the mock? Probably... That is a good question. Maybe the Senate building, because the outside's fairly simple, but there's a lot of filler brick and other stuff on the inside, so it's the most complex and heavy duty portion of the build, so that's probably the portion that's going to take me the longest and be the most work. But luckily, I'll get all of this done, take a little break, and then take that apart, so it won't be like I'm slogging through the whole thing. So I'll be nice and refreshed, hopefully, by the time I get to that. This mock took you forever, and I only watched half of the series. It's so sad to see it taken apart. Hopefully, it was the second half. So far, I've built mocks in weird colors, so no need to break down for parts except filler. Like your Erebor mock. That one was cool with all the sand green. Like it was like a solid sand green build. How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Hey, Coconut, love the vids. Thank you, Frosty. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. John Wick 4 is awesome. Best one besides the first. Nice. I think the first one is my favorite one. Yeah, I'm excited for the fourth one. We'll see when I actually get around to watching it, though. What big mock are you going to do next? Oh, that is the million-dollar question. I'll be announcing what it is in a few weeks, probably like 3 weeks. What are you going to do with all the bricks? Well, I'm going to part them out, sort them. Some of them I'm going to sell. Some of them will be kept in storage. And then a large chunk of them will just be reused for new mock projects, different videos, all kinds of stuff. That's the beauty of Lego. Like, Lego is just so fascinating to me with not only what you can build, but like how easy it is to repurpose. Like my business expenses, you know, I buy something and it's like I can reuse those parts almost an infinite number of times. Like there are parts from my very first large scale mock that built the foundation of this mock. So like when I bought those parts, they've paid for themselves like 5 times over because you know I've used them in 5 mocks since then. I'm gonna miss this beautiful mock, yeah. Why are you taking it down so soon? Soon? It's over a month. I finished it over a month ago, so just I mean a finished mock can only just sit here and gather dust. You know, it's fun to come in. I came in pretty much every day and looked at it and enjoyed it. But after a certain time, I want to get on to the new project. I want to get building. That's my favorite thing about Lego, not necessarily just looking at the finished product. So I want to get back to what I enjoy. And I want to get back to like the consistent uploading content that does well with the mock building updates. You guys really seem to like those, so I want to get back to those. I enjoy making them too. What parts do you plan on selling? So I'm going to sell light bluish gray and dark bluish gray tile. Light bluish gray, dark, basically everything you see here. Brick, plate, tile, and both light bluish gray and dark bluish gray. Because that's basically all there is here. There's more than I need. I don't need this much. Like, if this is a ridiculous amount, you know what I mean? And that'll also help offset the cost of Coruscant a little bit by selling it. So, tiles, you know, bricks, plates, all that good stuff. See you later, Beef. Thanks for joining. Is the next mock Mimban? It might be. You never know. Might be Mimban, it might be Scarif, it might be Jakku, might be Tatooine, might be Kashyyyk, might be Endor, might be Christophsis, it might be Teth, it might be Magito, it might be Serish. All kinds of options I've got. I will say this. So far, the last 3 mocks I have built have all been within one movie and one sequence, which is within one movie, which is Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Utapau was in Star Wars Episode 3. Battle of Cato Nemoidia, Star Wars Episode 3. Ground Battle on Coruscant, Star Wars Episode 3. So there is that to consider. I'm back. We were told to wait another half hour. Welcome back. Who are you guys playing today? We're still here. I'm still taking apart. Also, if anyone just joined is new here, don't forget to execute Order 66 on the old like button. While we're here, while we're hanging out, I want to tell you guys about my next video that's coming out because I'm bored and I'm running out of stuff to say. So I'm doing a Rhino Company video this Sunday. It's going to be recreating famous scenes in Star Wars, but with Rhino Company. So I'm basically taking a famous moment, iconic moment, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to build it, but it's going to be like Rhino Company was there instead of someone else. It's a pretty fun video. Not my favorite, but you know, good little building challenge video. Good interim content. Yes. What about Hoth? I can safely say I'm probably never going to do a Hoth mod. I can't think of a more boring place to build, and that's no slight against anybody who's chosen to build it. That's just my personal taste. Like, I don't want anybody thinking like, oh, Coconut Bricks thinks Hoth is stupid. Just not my taste, you know. Do you think this is one of your bigger mocks? This is my biggest mock. This is the widest mock, the longest mock, the most pieces, the longest to build, most minifigs, the biggest in every way possible. This was the big one. Obviously, I'm going to go bigger in the future, but it's going to take a while for me to be able to get to a point where I build a bigger mock. Although I could go longer with the next one, so I could make the next mock even longer. I've maxed out the width, unfortunately, but I just don't think there's a need to go longer. Like, I don't think not every mock you build needs to be the biggest mock you've ever built. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to go with what size feels good for that particular scene. While obviously, you know, making it pretty big. Wow, we're cruising through these minifigs. I've got pretty much all of the droids cleaned up except for 3, and then a good chunk of the clones. We are only an hour in. Coconut's giving me a heart attack with that Hoth comment. I know. Has Ryan, M&R Productions, finished his Hoth mock yet? Very few people like the sequels, but it would be interesting to challenge, try and make something from them. I'd actually like to build. There are a couple places I'd like to build. I'd love to do Jakku. I like the idea of the AATs and the Star Destroyers buried in the sand. And then another place I'd really like to build is Kijimi. I think Kijimi's really cool. Super underrated. I mean, it could, you know, it is going to be a hard place to build because they're there for like, 2 minutes, and you really only see like the inside of houses. He's still on week 3? Oh. Didn't week 3 come out a while ago? Guess he probably took a break for Brick World or something. I bet Dune mods will be pretty popular soon. Yeah, I remember last year when Dune came out, the Dune mocks were popping. There were some really good Dune mocks too. Like, people did a really good job with those. So I'm excited to see. I wonder if we'll get some sandworm mocks. Because, you know, we didn't really get any sandworm stuff just because they haven't been revealed yet. But I think once they get revealed in this movie, we might see some people building some cool Technic built or like some Technic based sandworms. I think that would be awesome. I'm seeing a head for one of my battle droids. Oops. M&R is not even uploading on it? What do you mean? Like he hasn't done uploads? Well, I mean, he had that whole Brick World stuff going on, so makes sense. Coconut, have you considered making or have you made a Phase 2 Rhino company? I would like to. The hard part is just figuring out how to do the helmets because I'd probably have to do some kind of custom decal because there is no purist official Lego P2 helmet that would work for Rhino Company. And one of the things I wanted to do with Rhino Company was keep them pure Lego. That way it was like this cool like custom Rhino Company that anybody could build. You know, if you wanted to create your own stories with Rhino Company, You wouldn't need to go buy some special expensive customs. You wouldn't need to like decal anything. You could just go buy official Lego parts. The ironic thing there is the Phase 1 Captain helmet is like $50, so I kind of failed at that anyways, but I just felt like with it being purist, I just wanted to create a purist clone because that's what we did as kids, you know. You'd like take the arms off, give them different helmets, and so that's kind of the challenge with P2 is I'd have to go a more custom route with it. Unless Lego, you know, puts out something, which I doubt they would. Oh dang, we got ourselves another one from Darth Ostiff. Thank you, man. Third dono of the stream. He is just holding it down with the donos. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I'm doing good, Fab4L. How are you doing? All right. I feel like it's time to do a poll. What do you guys think? I think we should do a little poll here. But what to do? I don't want to do like the classic ones that I usually do because I feel like I just do the same ones. I don't really have a good question. Let's see. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. How do you deal with itches you can't scratch? What's your method? I mean, I have to scratch it. Like, if you mean like somewhere that's hard to reach, like on my back or something. Usually, I'll get like a piece of furniture involved, like the edge of a table or like the edge of I don't know, like a table or something. You know, I can kind of scratch my back on. Oh, I hate getting an itch though that I can't satisfy. You ever get those deep itches in your palm that like you itch it and it almost gets worse? Oh, I hate those so much. Let's see. Man, I can never think of a good poll. I just sorted my bricks and did a soulless mock. Oh, nice. Yes, I'm super excited to have all these parts back. Super excited. It'll be so nice to just be able to like have an idea for something I want to build and be like, yeah, I know I have the parts to build. Because right now I'm like, I probably couldn't do that one yet or couldn't do that one justice. All right, here we go. I got a good one. All right, there we go. Let's see what you guys have to say about that. What's up, Infinite Slayer? Welcome to the stream. I just got the Cantina set and went to pick a brick today. Oh, dude, I'm so jealous. I want to get that set. Do you have any other cool hobbies? Cool. I mean, they're cool to me. I airsoft. I love airsofting. That's a lot of fun. Oh, dang. Is that another dono? Holy cow. Rick Film Productions and Darth Ostiff have just been solidifying their legend status for this stream. Thanks so much, man. What do you think of Solid Brick Studios mock? His Geonosis mock? It's incredible. I wasn't around for Kashyyyk, so most of his mocks since I've followed him have been more urban based or just simple, not simple, but like not necessarily super heavy on terrain. But with Geonosis, this is my first time seeing him. Well, I guess he did like a Daro. Like I feel like Daro was kind of like an introduction to his. Like I see some similar elements and aspects, and it's been so cool to see him work with terrain. Like he is so good at it. Like his rock work technique is awesome, and it's really cool to see have a little piece of like inspiration in his mock because he used the curve technique for Coruscant for the back of his cave wall. So it's kind of cool, every time I see that to think like, oh, a little piece of Coruscant in that mock, kind of, you know what I mean? So that's been fun. Fun little thing. Alright, I think we're about done with clones, guys. Thanks again for the donut. Appreciate it. Let's see what's winning. His mocks are yeah, they're very impressive. Oh, dang. Jurassic Park's getting slaughtered. I thought it would be a little bit closer. I guess, talking with you guys, there are a lot more World War II fans in the chat than Jurassic Park fans, so that makes sense to me, actually. A lot more, like, we talk a lot more about World War II and stuff. Seems like a lot more people are into that. He does a lot of tutorials in the way of building mocks. I wouldn't say that he does a lot. He's done a couple. I want to get back to doing tutorials. I feel like I got to a point where I was doing like one tutorial a month, and then I just got tied up with Coruscant. I haven't done anything, so I'd like to get back to tutorials. They're good videos. They're just easy to make, simple. I feel like they're pretty helpful, and they tend to grow pretty steadily over time. Coke and I've been here for 20 minutes. Nice. I love what he used your building technique. I know, that was awesome. I was floating on cloud nine, as they say. I was so hyped. Dino Brick Studios. I mean, we've got the name now. I have to do it. Dino Brick Studios. I put the head for this pilot somewhere. I don't remember where I put it. Do you guys do that? I have this habit where I'm like, instead of just storing everything somewhere or putting it someplace, I'm like, ooh, I'll put it in this special place. I'll totally remember that. And then, of course, I never remember. What happened to Coconut's Kingdom? Just taking a break. Like I said, that's a passion project channel. So it comes, I upload on it when I'm passionate and have a project that I want to do. So it's one of those things. Sad to see it come down. Yeah, it's sad. Honestly, it's just kind of like relieving at this point that I'm finally started. I can, just get this done. Were you a big fan of World War II? Growing up, definitely. I've kind of leaned more into Star Wars as I've gotten older and started the channel, but I do still really love it. I love to study it. There's some really, it's a horrific tragedy in human history, right? But there are some really cool things, and it brought about some really cool innovations. And I just, I love, explosions, tanks, guns, that kind of stuff. And there's some really interesting life lessons to be learned from it. So yeah, it's hard to say like, yeah, I'm a fan of it, but I'm not like, oh, dude, freaking World War II is the best. You know what I mean? Every time I start a Lego project. Yeah, Coconut's Kingdom was overthrown by the Star Wars galaxy. That's a good way of putting it, Scott. I got some more droids up here. I'll save those. Now I gotta pluck up all these minifigs that are in the entertainment complex. My least favorite part of the mock. I kind of wish I had just done another apartment complex over here, but I feel like it would have made for a much more boring mock. Like this added some much needed life and realism to the build. So I think it was definitely a necessary addition, but still not my favorite. Got a lot of minifigs over here, let me tell you. I think that's all of them for the entertainment complex, though. This little thing. Oh, yes, Delta Squad. I mean, this right here is a pretty good indicator of just how many minifigs I had. We've been streaming for an hour and 10 minutes, and I'm still not even done with. I'm like just now finishing the first 2/3 of the build for minifigs, like taking them off and stuff. So we got a lot. Hey, what's up, Max Bricks? How you doing? Could make a mock from Oppenheimer, from the Oppenheimer movie. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see like what exactly. It definitely wouldn't be like a battle based. I mean, they might have some battle scenes. Kind of interested to see how they play that aspect, but it'll probably be a lot of like desert, New Mexico, stuff like that. Maybe I don't know. I don't know too much about it. Or I could do a scene from the new Barbie movie that's coming out. What do you guys think about that? Oh, oops, this guy has a chicken leg still. Munching on. Alright. I know I had some more Easter egg clones. I don't know where I put them. You have the dark tan for the desert. You're ready. I'm ready to go. Now I just need the movie to come out. Definitely Barbie. Welcome back, Darth Bricks. What's your favorite war movie? Is Star Wars. Does that count? I like Star Wars. Put that chicken leg back in there. Alright, now comes the more tedious part, picking up all of the battle debris, which is just random slopes, plates, and tiles, and then organizing all that, separating them, putting them in their various bins. Coconut, I like Star Wars. Yeah, I'm a big Star Wars fan. You could say I like it. A Lego Margot Robbie. That would be a real popular minifig. I could see that one doing pretty well. Yo, Axidroid, what's up, man? How was Brickworld Chicago? Looks like you had a blast. With some great mocks on display. Loved your Appa mock. I know I've already told you this. Oh, it's so cool. You did such a good job with it. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. So to be able to see like an Appa that well done is just so. It's just so cool to see. You know, it just warms my heart. What would be cool is I don't know if you're planning this, but you plan on any like on building any kind of Avatar mocks with it, like a Southern Air Temple battle, or just like an episode, a scene from one of the episodes, or was this just more of like you just wanted a little thing to display with your minifig collection, like your Avatar minifigs? Let's see. Coconut, just like Star Trek. Ew. Gross. I'm just kidding. I don't hate Star Trek. Just I've never really been into it. Just never really got into that world. Coconut, why World War II and not World War One? World War II was just such a vastly different war from World War One. World War One, sorry, was kind of like it was the end of an era. You know, there was still like there was still like this classic like you line up your army on one side, they line up their army on the other side, and you charge, and like whoever wins the charge, you know, the other army retreats. It was the end of like that very formal, official, rigid style of warfare, and I'm just not as into that. Whereas World War II was much more dynamic. The tactics were much more interesting. The battles were much more complex. And then I think the biggest thing too is for me the technology is much more interesting. I love tanks. Tanks are like one of my favorite things in life for some reason. And so, you know, the tank came about in World War One, but it reached its prime and its height of usefulness in World War Two. They're still trying to figure out how to utilize the tank in combat in World War One. Same with like Air Force, like with the Air Force and stuff. So it was almost like a preview to World War Two. It was like setting the stage, and so that's why it's just not as interesting to me. Is because I don't. I personally, it's just, you know, the tactics and the style and the era doesn't resonate with me as much as World War Two does. You know, there were still horses. Like there were still horses in World War Two. You know, the Germans they used horses, especially when like their armor they were running out of like tanks and armored divisions. But World War One, you know, was still much more common to have cavalry charges, and then you know there was a lot of stalemate. There was just so many just stalemates in World War One. Coconut, can I sing you a song? Mm, I don't know. Depends on what kind of song it is. Let's. Thanks, man. The thing with an Atla location mock, it's kind of hard to choose which place for sure. So maybe eventually I will bet the Atla content coming out will inspire me. That I totally get that because like even as I was like talking to you or like asking, I was like, what would he do? Like there's so much to do, you know, it's so overwhelming. So I could see though the new show, like you know, a specific thing jumps out at you or a specific scene. So it's good. It's good you're ready. You'll be able to hop on board if that really takes off. You could do some pretty cool content that I bet would do really well. I don't like it when people say, "Is that guy from Star Trek?" while they're looking at a Star Wars character. I don't think I've ever had that happen to me. Never experienced that. I feel like people are know Star Wars characters much better than Star Trek. Like the casual person. Like I feel like Star Wars is more iconic. Like yeah, you have your Spock and Captain Kirk and stuff, but you know you've got Luke, Leia, Obi-Wan, Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2. But I mean, this is such a huge bias because I'm such a huge Star Wars fan, so that feels like such common knowledge to me. Whereas, you know, to someone else it might not be. Lining up your army and charging sounds like a lot of Star Wars battle. It does. Like, there's definitely aspects of both. Like George Lucas, he took inspiration from World War One and obviously World War Two and the Vietnam War because that was like a big thing while he was making the original trilogy. You know, he you know talks about how like he was showing, you know, he was representing the Rebel Alliance, like the smaller force that can overcome and overtake the bigger force, even though they outnumber them, outgun them. So he definitely took a lot of inspiration from big conflicts in history. Koken, have you ever considered doing Underworld Coruscant? It would be fun, but very difficult to pull off. Because to me, one of the iconic, I just got my shirt stuck. Nice. One of the iconic themes or recognizable features of the underworld is the layers, the levels, right? You've got trains, you've got apartments, you go down to the next level, the next level. So I think it might be kind of hard to represent that. So I would build something like this where it's one level, so it wouldn't necessarily feel like the under levels or the lower levels of Coruscant. So I'd probably, I'd have to really fill and figure out like how would I be able to represent the multi-layered uh, aspect that is the lower levels of Coruscant. But it would definitely be a cool mock. Like I'm always intrigued when I hear about a Coruscant Underworld mock. They're typically pretty small though. How long is the stream gonna be for? I don't know. Just maybe I'll go for like another 20 minutes or so. I want to get a big chunk of this done now, so that's why I was planning on streaming for a while today, try and get a lot of it done. There's a fake me here and not creepy LOLC. Yeah. That's weird. Yeah, that is weird. Thanks so much, man. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Good luck with the game. I hope it all goes smoothly and goes well. Let's see. What else you got for me, guys? What should we talk about? What do you want to dish on? I'm just sitting here taking apart Coruscant. So many slopes. I'm gonna have so many slopes to short. Have you seen New Hashima? I think a collab for Coruscant would be amazing. What is New Hashima? Is that a person or is that a mock? Sounds like it could be either. We got the green light coconut. Nice. See you on Saturday, man. Good luck. Hope it all goes well. Enjoy yourself. I'll just be here taking apart Coruscant. Taking it apart. These battle damage sections bumped up the piece count so much because they had so many loose tiles and plates just wedged and put everywhere. New Hashima was a collab mock at Brookfield. Oh yeah, the massive cyberpunk. That's why it sounded familiar. Yeah, that was incredible, didn't it? I watched the part of the video on YouTube, and Beyond the Brick interviewed him, and I'm pretty sure they said it was a collab of like 80 people, right? Like just something ridiculous like that. It was a big city, so it makes sense. But 80 people, that's insane. It was big too. Like, I wonder what the process is for transporting something like that. Would you do a mini scale Coruscant? Probably not. I'm not really into, like, I'll do the occasional like micro build challenge, but that's really it for me. I prefer to build larger scale stuff. It's more fun. Also, can you guys hear the music? I forgot to ask. I just realized it's probably not even been playing this whole time. Let me check. Okay. You guys should be able to hear it then. I always hate it when I'm like 3/4 of the way through a stream And then you guys are like, oh, I don't hear any music. Dang it. Wasted. Coconut changed my image so you know who. No, I'm the real A-Man. I know it's you. It's just some troll. Some troll just needs some attention in life, I guess. Just ignore him. Have you been working on your mock at all, Darth Ostif? You had any time to do that? Coconut, excited for the fall Star Wars releases? Oh, you know it, dude. A UCS Venator? Oh, I'm hyped. I heard we're gonna get pictures beginning of August. Was it begin? I think it was beginning of August. We'll get pictures. I've been thinking about maybe doing a video on it when it comes out, so I'm super excited. So kind of want to break down my thoughts on it. Are you guys excited for the fall releases? I mean, what else is coming out this fall? I know the gunship is supposed to be. The gunship's supposed to be next month, but don't you think we would have seen like images by now or something? I feel like usually we get images by now, so kind of surprised we haven't seen anything. Because all I know is the Venator, which I guess technically I don't even know if that's been confirmed yet, or the gunship, Coruscant gunship. No, I'm probably not gonna get the new gunship just because I don't need it. I don't need a Coruscant. I mean, I'm sure I'll get it eventually, but I don't have like a huge desire to get it. Hey, Koken, are you thinking of making the Death Star? No. Nope. I have no interest in making a Death Star. What did I miss? You missed me taking apart the biggest mock I've ever built. Well, starting to take it apart. You can see it's still very much intact and will be for quite some time. But I'm hoping I can get a good chunk of it done today. I got pretty much all the minifigs done for the first 2/3. And I'm going to leave the last third, the Senate building part, built for a while. I think gunship is September 1st. Yeah, I think that sounds right. It's August or September. I'm excited to see what the minifigs look like, because I heard there was going to be a Palpatine. I would love to get another Palpatine minifig. I think that would be really cool. The clones are probably going to be a disappointment. I heard a Queen Amidala or like a Padme minifig, which didn't really make sense to me because why? But I mean, we got a Republic fighter tank with 187th clones, so Lego has proven that they will do the occasional random one like that. Republic Reviews in the house. What's up, man? Welcome. How you been? Are you excited for the Coruscant Guard? Oh yeah, okay, I already talked about that. Yeah, I just I have all of the clones I need already, like shock troopers. So like, I have no need to like army build that or get a bunch of those. I have a Commander Fox already, so I would like to get it though for the Palpatine minifig and maybe the gunship. Depending if it looks very similar to the 2013 one, there's no reason to get it other than to like just have it for the collection. So I might just buy the Palpatine off of Bricklink or something. I don't know. Wait, I just came in. Why are you taking it down? Because it's time. It's time for a new mock. It's time for a new build series. The Spider-Man set has Tobey Maguire, so I'll get that August 1st. That's awesome. I just rewatched that trilogy with Mrs. Coconut. Oh, they're so good. Tobey Maguire will always be my favorite Spider-Man. Have you seen the Wikipedia canon picture of the 187th? No, I haven't. Coconut's going. I've got the tall wall rock work done where Echo 5s and then we're climbing off. I hope with the break I can do more perhaps. Nice. So you're making some progress. It's good. It's good to hear. Coconut, are you keeping my fig for this mock or is it up for sale? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know what to do about them because I'm never really going to use them again. you know, in the mock. Why are you interested, Scott? But they are also really cool, so I'm torn on that. Are you making a Geonosis mock next? Um, I can neither confirm nor deny that a Geonosis mock is coming next. The Wikipedia pictures, the Lego figures? No way. Are you serious? I mean, that's probably the best look we get at them besides video game footage, right? Like if they're in Battlefront or something. That's funny. Have you seen the latest Indiana Jones? No, I haven't. Has anybody out there? I know Scott's seen it. What do you guys think? Would you recommend it? Should I see it? Is it better to be seen in theaters? Does it not matter? Should I just wait till it's on Disney Plus? I don't know. I just like um I just don't know. I never wanted another Indiana Jones movie. Like to me, the first three, I guess, sure, you know, we can lump the fourth one in there. I didn't ever need more than those, so like I don't really have that much of a desire because I'm not a huge Indiana Jones fan. I like them, you know, but I'm not like a diehard fan or anything. So I don't know if I'll probably end up seeing it somewhere sometime, but I don't know that I'm gonna actively pursue it. Gonna go now. Have fun. Thanks for joining, Kristen. I appreciate it. See you later. Have a good Wednesday. Toby has the best stories, but Tom is the best actor for Spider-Man because he does not look 3D. See, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. Like I don't really mind wacky CGI that much or like weird animation. So I don't it never really bothers me. I just the Tom Holland ones are too Marvelized. I don't like Marvel movies and they're just too much like those. And I don't hate Tom Holland. I just was not a huge fan of his Peter Parker. I was pretty disappointed. Wait for the stream. All right. Yeah, we'll talk about it on the gaming stream. I figured it wasn't going to be good. Like I don't know about you guys, but I rarely wait for a movie from like Disney or like a big franchise and I'm excited for it or think it's going to do well, you know. Dune or like John Wick, those are a little bit different. Those aren't like your typical blockbuster movies, you know. I mean, they do super well, but they're not like the pop culture, you know, sensations that are the Marvel movies and Star Wars stuff. So I feel like I have higher hopes for that kind of stuff. Ow. I felt like it was missing the charm that Spielberg brought with the original movies. Who directed this one, or who was in charge of this one? Who directed it? I gotta stand up so I can reach the rest of these parts in here. Oh, spot for tile right there. James Mangold. I've never heard of him. What has he done? Do you know, or was this like probably wasn't his first movie? But would I know anything else he's done? I saw Indy. It was better than I expected, but felt like a throw. Yeah, that was to me like I was like, what is the point of this? Like this feels like such a like blatant just like cash grab or like you know they're like oh our movies are doing bad. Let's do another Indiana Jones. Like why? Like, I don't know. I feel like, especially with how old Harrison Ford is, you know, it's. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know the movie, but it's not like they're gonna reboot the series or the franchise, whatever you want to call it. And so I'm like, what is one more Indiana Jones movie for? What's better, Marvel or DC? I prefer DC. I think Marvel makes better movies from like a quality standpoint, but I prefer the DC movies because I like the story. I like the more gritty, dark aspect. I don't like the goofy like watching the last Thor movie. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like they bounce between trying to be serious and so goofy that it ruins the whole movie, and I don't like that. So I definitely prefer DC movies, but I mean those aren't great either. Like Shazam 2, you couldn't pay me to watch Shazam 2. I watched the first one and it was okay, but it wasn't great. But I mean, I like Justice League. I liked trying to think of some other. Oh, Aquaman was good, even though it had Amber Heard. Batman vs Superman, I like. Man of Steel's really good. Like they do a lot of good movies. I think the issue there is like DC themselves are just a mess. Marvel has like the structure and the corporate, like they have the company side nailed down and like are very secure there, but then the movies kind of suck. Whereas DC, they've got good movies and characters, but the company and management and all that is just a mess. And like the actors too, some of them, it's weird. Coconut, see it in theaters, huh? Interesting. Coconut, what minifigs would you sell? I was thinking about maybe selling some shock troopers, maybe some like the extra aliens or minifigs that I don't need anymore. But I don't know yet. But I am going to be selling parts for sure. Yeah, kind of depressing with old Harrison Ford and hints of a cranky sequel energy. I just, yeah, like, ever since I first heard of this movie, my only thought just over and over was why. Is because isn't it like a time travel movie? Flash was a banger, lol, I didn't see it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna see that one. I'm really excited for Aquaman too. I love the Aquaman movies, but I don't know what happened to that one. That's the thing with DC is like, they have potential, but just so much just bad stuff happens that the movies just don't really come about. James Gunn is rebooting DC. Yeah, I saw that. Superman. I like the new character. I would have liked Henry Cavill, but I also think this new guy looks pretty good too. I'm mad because you have me start decaling clones. They're all shock troopers. Why are you mad? I'm saving you money. It's much cheaper that way. Saving you money. Who doesn't like to save money? I love saving money. Is the future Moth going to be bigger than Coruscant? I don't know. I don't know what the exact dimensions are going to be. That's what I'm going to be figuring out over these next couple of weeks is how big it's going to be, how wide it's going to be, how tall certain sections are going to be, what exactly it's going to look like. So the announcement will come out this month. I want it to come out before August, or if something crazy happens and I have to delay it like first week of August. Like I don't want to wait too much longer because I want to keep the hype train going. I don't want people to lose interest. My honest thoughts are if the character's too old, then don't give me a shadow of the character and try to prop the movie up with someone very unlikable. Are you talking about the second lead or whatever they're called in that movie? Like Luke and Ray. That's what that sounds like to me. Has anyone seen the Dungeons and Dragons movie? Kind of interested in that one. My brother said it was really good. I'm running out of stuff that I can take apart or sort that's within easy reach, so I'm starting to have to migrate to get what I need. Dungeons and Dragons was a W movie. It's a good watch. All right, let's go for about 5 more minutes. Then I probably got to wrap up. Go do some other stuff. Power through this last little bit, see how much I can get done. Come on. Yeah. Coconut, I built an epic clone base and would love for you to see it. Where is it at? Like, is it on Instagram? On YouTube? Where could I find it? What's up, Shortcake Lord? I like the name. Shortcake Lord. Hey, Coconut, is one of your future mocks going to be inside of the Senate building? I don't have a plan for that. No, I mean, I don't have anything planned. I mean, I'm not going to say never just because you never know, but I don't really have any plans to do that. Especially because now that I don't typically like to return to an idea very quickly at a large scale. So now that I've done Coruscant, like, I'd want to do something very different if I were to do Coruscant again. So I don't think I'm going to revisit this idea for a while. Just try other things. It's on your YouTube channel. All right, I'll try and remember. I'll try and remember. It's Trooper. Check it out. What's the next mock gonna be? The next mock is gonna be Rey's little desert hut thing that she lives in. It's gonna be a mashup of Jar Jar Binks and Rey going on a series of wacky adventures together. That's the next mock. Whoa, TJ! What's up, man? Man, I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever. How you been? How was your Brickworld experience? I saw your mock with next to Hive and Amberlia builds. Dude, great job, man. Loved it. I love you just did a really good job of like capturing the Ninjago or kind of like almost Asian themed vibe. So congrats, man, on that. That's cool. How you been though? What you been up to since post Brickworld? I'm guessing resting your voice. How has Jar Jar not made his Disney Plus debut? I know, right? Where's the Jar Jar story? Instead of Kenobi, we get Jar Jar. Ah, these roads are back to being nice and clean. No more debris or battle damage littering them. We've got a couple things, I guess. Brickworld was great. Got a bit sick after, but I'm finally feeling better. That's good. I had the same thing. Like, we went to Cape Cod and, had a good time there, came back, and I got sick after. I think just, going through the airports, mingling with so many different kinds of people, I must have caught like a little head cold or something. But today was like the first day in a few days that I've been feeling really good. So glad to be getting better. But that's good to hear you're feeling better. And it's probably a little weird too. Like, are you going back to school this semester? Are you going to go to like graduate school or master's or anything? Because you graduated, so is it weird to think like potentially no school in the fall? Disney would probably make Jar Jar series 50% Senate scenes. I'd like that. I'd watch that, dude. I'll watch just about anything prequel related. I'm a sucker for the prequels. All of Disney's live action reboots suck. Reboots? What do you mean reboots? I don't think they've rebooted. You mean like rebooting the character? I feel like they're more of like continuations. That's just my opinion. Yeah, it's weird. Currently searching for a job. Yeah, that's gotta be really weird. I remember when I graduated and got my certificate to the school, the college I went to. It was a little nerve-wracking, just like pressure's on, like, you know, find a job and stuff, but found one pretty quickly. I'm sure you'll find one pretty fast. I'd like to add a third option to your vote since you already have a castle channel. What is the vote? Another castle channel? What decal company do you use? I currently don't use any. I haven't bought any decals in a long time. The company I used went out of business. They closed, so I haven't bought any decals from anyone since then. I'm still trying to decide where I want to go, so I haven't shopped out any stores or anything. All right, guys, I think that's going to do it for me. I feel like I'm at a good stopping point. I'm about to transition to some more heavier disassembling. So I'll get like these, the surface level parts cleared out and stored, and then I can pull out the bigger bins and start digging into the road and the base walls and stuff. But it was good to see everybody. It was good to get back to streaming. It's good to hang out with you guys. I appreciate you coming. Really appreciate the donations and just talking to me, hanging out. It was fun. I'll be back on Saturday. We'll be just back at it, taking apart Coruscant, and then Friday I've got a fun little video kind of talking about a mentality shift in my life with collecting sets versus collecting locks. Then I'm going to go on a mock tour, and then I've got a build challenge coming out on Sunday. So hopefully things are going to pick up here. We'll get back to a good upload schedule. But yeah, that's what we got coming up this week. I will catch you guys again on Saturday, but until then, happy building.